Welcome everybody to today's video. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and walk through the Provo Town Center in Provo, Utah. Right now they're getting set up for Christmas, and I just kind of want to walk around. I just wanted to make a side note towards the very beginning of the video that when I filmed this, it was shortly before the mall opened for the day. So me and my kids usually, like on my day off for work, we usually like to go and walk around before some of the stores start opening up. Usually before the stores open up, there's a Playjoy arcade room that's here. We usually go in there. We usually go and hang out and play a few video games and kind of walk around the mall. They like to go up and down the escalators that are actually in the mall. And as you can see, that Target is actually fairly new. I wanted to start off by mentioning that Target has been open for about, I want to say about a year now. A year, maybe 2 years, not very long. And we usually go park in the parking garage of the mall, which is right behind where I'm at. And I wanted to document some of the stuff. I love video games. I love old school video games. I don't really go out and buy a whole lot of them anyways. If I still had a lot of the old video games I had when I was a kid, I would literally have no room for anything else. I also wanted to mention at the beginning of towards the beginning of the video that I do not record these videos for any financial gain at all. I do this for documentation purposes. I like to record what's in the malls at the point of recording, and maybe I like to look back on these videos, look back like 5 or 10 years from now, look back at these videos and look how much it's changed, what stores used to be where, what's there now. Yada yada yada, that kind of thing. That's the only reason why I like to record these videos in malls, because I like to have these for documentation purposes, historical values. And by the way, this is the arcade I was talking about towards the beginning of the video. That's the arcade that they usually take my kids to, because they had to go play there. I mean, who doesn't who doesn't like to play a game every once in a while? And you can see here's where Santa's going to be sending players pictures. As you can see, the mall is getting ready for Christmas time, and I love Christmas time. And I love how I love seeing the different ways the mall's set up to have Santa come and visit them and take pictures with the kids and stuff. Usually right up there, right by the sign right there, they usually have a big huge American flag draped down so you can see that. And it's just awesome, like, to be able to document all this fun stuff and being able to see all this stuff. And I also wanted to make a couple of side notes actually at this point in the video. The MTV movie, The American Mall, was actually filmed at this mall. I believe that movie came out mid-2000s, I want to say, 2005 to 2008 maybe even a little bit earlier than that. I don't remember exactly. But it was just kind of fun. I mean, the movie is not that great. It's actually pretty horrible. But it's an MTV movie, so what can you expect? But it's still fun to see movies like that anyways, that are filmed at a place nearby you, and just being able to see what it looked like back 15, 20 years ago and compare it to what it looks like now. And also another thing is, you'll see it towards the later on in the video, but there's a place called We Geek Together. I follow them on Instagram. I haven't really shopped there, maybe bought a couple of Magic the Gathering packs of cards from them before, but that was about it. But they are always holding some really fun, geeky events. And I can say that with pride because I'm a nerd geek myself. I mean, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons before, but they're really into it. And I'm actually kind of interested in learning how to play the game. So one of these days I'll be able to learn it. Anyways, mall director. The reason why I spent some time on this is because you see I'm right where that green dot is. And in order for you to get into Target, you can't go in by the mall by where the escalators are in the background. But you have to go outside of the mall and then go in through the top floor. So I just thought that was interesting. Well, this is like this car I've seen on display in the mall before, but it was like more like on the opposite end of the mall, closer to a place called Automotive Edition. I'm not exactly sure what they are. They used to be located in the Sears portion of the mall, but it's not there anymore. And it moved to right outside of J.C. Penney's. I guess it was just to get to be more visible to customers. And this is kind of interesting because this end of the mall, I don't want to say that this mall is a dead mall, but this is like a lesser visited side of the mall. That's where Dillard's used to be, and now it's a Target. But that vacuum store I don't know what it used to be. I can't remember, but it was empty for a long time. But I mean, it's interesting that they put like a vacuum store there in the mall. Interesting choice, but not a bad one. I think the more storefronts are occupied in the mall, the better off the mall is. So I'm happy that's there. Whatever they decided to do, not my choice, but I think it's good that they have a storefront there. And now we're going up to the second floor. Now here in a second, we're about to cross over like this glazed glass bridge. You can see right there with that kid crossing it. I love the way it looks because to me it screams out 90s. I believe the mall opened in 1998, so yeah, right with the times. And for some reason, I don't know why. For some reason I remember there being like neon lights under the bridge that you can actually see, but my friend at Leatherwolf Studios said he doesn't remember that at all either, or he doesn't remember seeing that before, but maybe I could be wrong because I've tried to do some research. I tried to look back and see if I could find some old photos of the bridge, but I can't really find any. So now I'm actually questioning whether or not I really did see lights underneath those bridges, Now, coming up here in a second, you'll be looking down to see where the J.C. Penney's was. We're going to look down at the bottom level, right there, right next to J.C. Penney's to the left. That's where that We Geek Together store was I was talking about. Right down there, right behind where the Christmas tree is on the bottom floor. That's where that automotive addiction store would be, and that's where the car used to be sitting before they moved it down to the other side of where it's located at right now. Now we are actually coming up to the food court right after We Get Together, and it's right across where Champ Sports where Champ Sports used to be, and FIE for your entertainment stores are now. The food court, I believe, it only has one main chain, and it's Panda Express. You can see right off the center of the screen right there, or when you go back, you see it out in the middle of the screen. But that was actually the only main store, a main restaurant. There it is, right there on top. That's the only main restaurant I can think of that's actually in the food court. The rest of it, I believe, is local. Corn Dog Company is a local company. They got a few food trucks here in the area, and everybody knows Cinemark. But other than that, I think there's like another 8 to 10 food spots there at the mall. And I think they're all local businesses. I think there's a couple. I think there's a Thai kitchen. There's a Mexican kitchen, corn dog stand. Some pretty good stuff there. I've had a handful. I've had some other food from the different stands. Everybody's been to Panda Express, so they all know what that's like. It's pretty much the same anywhere else.
Hey everybody watching has to subscribe. Subscribing is cool. Thanks.